My wife and I are moving house to be closer to her work, and we're in Japan, and we went to the ward office of Yokohama City, where we have to visit them to tell them that we're leaving them, and then we have to go to the new city and visit the same corresponding offices and tell them that we're joining them. And so we go to this Yokohama ward, and the Yokohama ward office has got volunteer greeters and explainers and helpers. And people are gracious and very nice. And it's sort of like doctors explaining that we're going to, take a quarter-inch drill and drill into this bone in your hip and extract blood marrow, and it's going to be so painful you wish you'd never been alive, and then going to poke you with sharp things and extract liquids and pump other liquids into you and torture you in general hour after hour, wake you up in the middle of the night and torture you there. And then after 2, 3 weeks or months of this, you're going to die because dying is a lot better than being treated by it. It's sort of like that. And so we go to this ward office, and we sit down, my wife and I together, and this lady, I forget what the first office was, proving that our residence was changing. So we had to have a document that proved that our residence was changing. And so we got that document. Then we had another office to prove that we had paid taxes in the old residence and filled in some forms there. And then we had to go to another office and prove that we weren't going to pay taxes after we moved in the same city, because we aren't in that city anymore. Then we had to go to another office and change my pension so that it gets no longer paid by this city but gets paid by the new city I'm moving to. And then we had to go change my health insurance and stop paying it here, and then I have to get to pay them back a refund because I didn't use they didn't pay me all, or I didn't use all of it, or I didn't pay them all of the month that we're moving in. And then we had to move to another office. And then, of course, along the way, and even with all these helpers, along the way, the offices got out of order. And so, and I'm sorry, but until I've got proof that you've paid your taxes, I can't give you a health insurance change form. So, go to window 27 and wait there. And you end up with these tickets for each window, like 8 numbers, like you're playing bingo. And you're watching all these TV screens for when your number comes up. And then you go there in order to hear what form you still don't. It took about 6 hours of filling in forms in the wrong order, and then getting new forms and doing them in the right order. And finally, after 6 hours, you do get it. You do finally get all the forms in the right order in all the offices. And you see all these ladies and men behind the counters looking happy, and almost everybody cheers to get rid of you. And you look back on the experience, and you just thought, do they have like stupidity committees who design processes like this? Let's take this thing and then chop it into 20 different departmental pieces, and then have the 20 little departments keep secret from each other what they're doing, so that you don't know what order to do what in what order to get it done. And then let's repeat this little dance 300 days a year, every year for 1,000 years. This is, I think, what you call government.